Hi, I'm Robert Estrin here at livingpianist.com and virtualsheetmusic.com with 3 essential skills of piano playing. Well, you know, I've had many students from other teachers, and oftentimes people come in and they the first thing I ask, one of the first things after listening to them play and such is, has anybody ever shown you how to practice? And that is a great question, because I think one of the most important things a teacher can ever share with a student is how to practice, because no matter how brilliant a teacher may be, it's only an hour a week, sometimes even less. It's the other hours, what the student is doing the other 6 days of the week, that's going to make the difference in the progress a student makes. So, the 3 essential skills, it's very important that you know what it is you're trying to accomplish. One skill that's essential for any pianist is memorization. Well, that's right. Some instruments you can get away with not memorizing and be fine because you don't have to look. If you play a flute, you can look at the music the whole time. On the piano, there's some music you just absolutely have to look at your hands when you have big leaps. And plus the score is very complex. It's hard to see everything you need to see. That's why memorization is one of the essential tools that a pianist has. Fortunately, I have videos, by the way, on all 3 of these subjects that you can follow the links to at the end of this video. And I go into great detail how to memorize, and I learned how to memorize from my father, Morton Estrin, who has a very simple system that virtually anybody can master. The second skill is sight reading. Now you might think, can't you just read through a piece a lot and eventually learn it? Well, I guess just like playing a video game and starting from the beginning every time you mess up, you could do it that way, but it's not a very efficient way to learn. And in fact, you can do what I call anti-practicing if you try to memorize simply by reading through again and again. Why? Well, if you're reading through and you can't read it perfectly the first few times, you are reinforcing mistakes and you have to unlearn, which is a very tedious process and very difficult. If you've ever learned something wrong and tried to correct it, you know how hard that is. So you want to avoid that by having memorization as one process and sight reading a completely different methodology. And again, I have several videos on sight reading you can reference. The third skill, and I can't believe there's some incredibly skilled pianists who have developed the first 2 skills to a very high level and yet have no idea at all how to improvise. Improvisation, or playing by ear, is not only fun, but it's absolutely essential for many styles of music, from jazz, blues, rock, country, new age. If you try to play these styles just from reading, you'll never really get fluent and you won't really have the style, because it's all about arranging the music yourself, playing with other musicians, listening, fitting in, finding an intrinsic part. And yes, I believe to be a well-rounded musician, it's essential to have all 3 of these skills. So, this is a very important lesson for you today. Reference the other videos. I want to hear from you if any of you have experiences where you've developed 1 or 2 of these skills and have been very deficient at 1 or 2 and felt, somehow inferior. This might be of help to you, and I'm happy to provide further insights for your particular situation. Thanks for joining me, Robert Estrin at livingpianist.com and virtualsheetmusic.com. I'll see you next time.